Hi everybody, and welcome to Fab Hacks. I'm Nikki, and today we'll be making this beautiful rotating makeup caddy entirely out of Dollar Tree items. Additionally, we'll be making these two-tiered side shelves for nail polish or hair materials or anything else that you need in your bathroom out of the lids of these side containers that we'll be using for the makeup caddy itself. This is the second video in our series of small space hacks, starting with small bathrooms, and if you subscribe to our channel, you'll be able to see the rest of our ideas for small spaces.
Also, a great big shout out to all of our current subscribers and all the folks who have liked and commented on our videos and shared them with their family and friends. We really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. If you are interested in making any of these DIYs, a complete list of materials can be found in the description box below. With that, let's get started.
What I did to start was take this small platter from the Dollar Tree and carefully removed the 4 little gummy supporters. And then next what I did was take a dog bowl from the Dollar Tree, flip over the small platter, and carefully glue along the lid, along the lip of the dog bowl, and then attach it to center it in the middle of this platter. This will serve as the base for the entire makeup caddy. While it sets to dry, we put a book on top of it so that it would pressure down and make sure that everything dried evenly. Next, what you're going to do is take these 2 sets of 2 different organizers with lids from the Dollar Tree to form the real base and core of the makeup organizer. We have this organizer with lid and another 3 compartment organizer with lid. So what you're going to do here first is take off the lids of each of the 4 compartments and put them to the side because they will serve as the shelves, or the levels for the shelves we'll be making later while this dries. With all the tops removed, what we're going to do now is put E6000 glue on the very edge of the 1 compartment container, and once that is all lined up, we are going to line up the back, line this one up back to back with the identical 1 compartment organizer, just like so. The E6000 glue in a neat manner so that when it dries fully clear. And once you flip that over, you want to center it to make sure that it is balanced and in the middle. And then I just pushed down and tried to make sure that it was firmly secured to the base. Next, we'll be attaching the 2 side 3-tiered organizers. You'll see I have already done 1. And you want to add like glue in from the 2nd shelf down, and then also glue on the bottom so that it attaches to the bottom platter. After this, you may need some assistance to get this rubber band on. But I put on a rubber band to make sure it all held together because they might seem like they're slipping or falling a bit. And I added a 2nd one as well for extra security. While those parts are still setting to dry, we're going to add the top layer of the makeup organizer. So I repeated the process from the very beginning of the video, taking off the little nubs at the bottom and making sure that it was completely flat. And then what I did was add some E6000 once again to the bottom untextured side of the little platter. And what I'm going to do next is put the glue, attach the glue onto the top of the 3 compartment organizers to make that top shelf. While that top shelf was drying, I went ahead and attached the 4 little dessert cups that we're going to use to hold brushes and lipsticks and whatever else you'd like to the bottom layer of this makeup organizer. And how I did that was I put the cups along each of the 4 little sides that we're going to put them on to make sure I would glue to an appropriate height on each of the sides of the makeup organizer, depending on which side you're putting the cup on. And I put 2 thin lines of glue on there, and then also put a little bit of glue on the base of the cup to make sure it sticks to the bottom of the platter and the. Then I repeated the same process 3 times over for the 3 remaining dessert cups and placed them on each of these 3 remaining corners. After this, we're going to put on the top makeup organizer section, and we have this one stackable organizing compartment that we're going to use first in this top part. And how I attached this was just using, there's kind of 2 ridges that stick up on this makeup compartment, and I put E6000 along just those sides and then lined it up using the top of the 3 compartment containers to put it center and in the middle. This will make sure it's completely, or ensure that it's completely balanced, but actually what I ended up doing was sliding it up a bit to make space for my makeup setting spray in the back, and I'll show you what I do with that a little bit later. After letting it dry for a little bit, I put on the second makeup organizer that we have here on top of the first, and how I went about gluing was to just put the E6000 around the edges of this makeup compartment, because those will end up being the only places that touch. As I mentioned earlier, I kind of scooted up the other 2 organizers to make some space in the back for my setting spray, and to make a kind of little caddy holder for it, I took the top of this magnetic little organizer, again from the Dollar Tree, and then flipped it upside down and applied some glue around the metal edge of it. And with that glue all applied, all I had to do was flip it around, lay it down on top of that second shelf, and then center and press down. While we set that aside to dry, we have time to make the 2 two-tiered shelves using the tops of the 2 containers that we used for the sides of the makeup organizer. We will also be using this 6-piece little storage container set from the Dollar Tree as well. Starting with the longer rectangular tops, we're going to be making the first of our 2 two-tiered shelves using 2 of the bottom smaller vases, as well as 2 of the dessert cups we saw with the makeup organizer. And we're going to start off actually going from top to bottom with both of these, and what we're going to do first is attach the 2 longer dessert cups to the top using E6000 at the top of those. Next, once those are dried a bit, we're going to add a little bit of E6000 glue to the bottoms of those, and again with the kind of lip side down of the shelf, we're going to attach those to those glasses. Finally, for the feet, we're going to put a little bit of glue on the actual bottom of those and attach it fully to the base of the first shelf. Now we're going to scoot that one aside so that we can make our second 2-tiered shelf using the square tops from the other container that we had. For this, we only need 1 of the dessert glasses and 4 of the smaller little containers. So again, we're going to start kind of top to bottom, flipping the tops of these containers upside down so that the lip is facing up. And again, you're going to attach, using E6000, the top to the top, or the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. For my shelf, I kind of liked how it looked whenever I shifted the bottom layer to be perpendicular to it, so it had kind of a cool diamond effect once it was done. And again, as we saw in the last of the shelves, we're going to put E6000 glue on the bottoms of these containers and then fully attach them to the bottom of our shelf. And then once these have dried a bit, we can just flip them over and see how beautifully they turned out. And there we have it, 2 beautiful side shelves using the extras from our makeup organizer. Getting back to the makeup organizer, what we're going to be doing now is making an even spacing for the 8 spoon shafts that we're going to use for decoration for the very bottom, the very base of our makeup organizer. And how we're going to make sure they're even is using the technique of kind of cutting a pizza. We're going to draw lines using this expo marker on the very bottom of the dog bowl lining it up at the middle and then slicing it in half 8 times. What we want to do now is mark below the bottom, so making sure there's kind of space, with our expo marker, a line on the spoon itself. And to cut the spoon at that line, here we can see how I chose to line up my spoons themselves. I put the wider edge towards the top and then secured it, again lining it up with that edge to the glue, and then you're going to repeat this 7 more times. Returning to the makeup organizer itself, with the top part dried, we're going to do the final step and attach the last 4 of the dessert glasses to the very top, just putting E6000 on the bases. So using the decorated bottom dog bowl, we're going to put in 2 packs of this dollar store marble bag, and you just pour it on in. There actually will be 1 big marble that you're going to end up having to take out so that it's completely flat and even for the other dog bowl to rotate on top of. And once you put that original dog bowl on top, you can give it a twirl and see how beautifully it turns on top of those other marbles. After you cut off that rubber band, you have your finished product. And here's just a better view of how it should all look when it's finished, beautiful and glistening in the light. All that's left for you to do with all 3 of these products is fill them up with all of your beauty supplies or whatever else you need in the bathroom, and then set them in place and they're ready to go. Here we have the 3 projects set up in our bathroom, giving the makeup stand enough room to spin, and giving each of the 2-tiered shelves their own little space to hold nail polish and nail materials, as well as whatever else we might need. And you can see here just kind of how lovely they look set up in the bathroom itself.
The cost of the Dollar Tree materials in these projects was $16, and that includes the rotating makeup caddy as well as the 2 small shelves.
Thank you so much for watching and following along as we made these awesome projects. We're really excited to bring you guys some more in the following weeks, so subscribe so that you know you're up to date. Thank you so much. See you soon.